And we are live. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. All of you new subscribers, thank you so much for tagging along, letting me torture your eardrums for the next year. And if this is your first video, I'm Jay Wills, old dude, getting back into guitar after 22 years of taking a break and getting back into music in general. So, first things first, before we get into comments, I've got a comment issue we've got to address. But before we get into that, today's going to be not toys, but gadgets and just random. We're getting into some other stuff too, but we are on the Katana because that amp's just fine. If you watched yesterday's video, I have a funny story about that. So, intros it is, and we're going to get into my setup, but I want to go into my setup with everyone and all the recommendations that, again, another day of just all kinds of changes in my setup, which have been hugely helpful. So we're going to get that in just a sec. But first things first, working on the intro song. Oh, we need more volume. More volume. Turn it up. There we go. Oh, woo, a little rusty. Hold on. Oh, it's different. We'll cut that short a little bit. This morning, I was fiddling around with the 7-string on the intro, and I hit the wrong string because we're going to do that on the Miss Jackson. She sounded really good. But I played the intro on Miss Jackson, and I forgot that the extra string was down. Anyway, so we'll play around with that here in a bit. And then we're going to get into some delay and effects. I'm trying to figure out this amp, which is awesome. First things first, though, if there's a Sean M out there, I got an alert last night. I was like sitting on my computer late last night, and I got a comment. I love all the comments, and a subscriber, unfortunately, it said, his name's Sean M, and it said that I deleted a comment and basically unsubbed and didn't like the video, and I was like, holy shit, I have not deleted anyone's comment. I appreciate all the comments greatly. I mean, even the ones that tell me that I should disappear and come back later, and ones that I'm not going to learn shit. I appreciate all the comments. So if you're listening, brother, post it again, or I don't know what happened, but you know, I'm sorry you had to go through the experience, or the emotional experience of not feeling appreciated. Cause that's not, it never feels good for that. And I appreciate all the comments, and I don't even know how to delete the damn things. I mean, most of this stuff, half this YouTube studio, I don't even know what's going on inside of it. I just, dashboard, content, and community are the ones that I do the most. So, again, man, you know, fellow brother, sorry I had to feel that way, but you are definitely appreciated. I just wish I knew what you said so I could use the recommendations, because all the recommendations that everyone has been giving me has just been awesome. So, it's a bummer because I don't know what you said, number one. And I'm sure it was some really good advice. Like I said, you know, if you're listening, you know, post it again. Yeah, sorry I had to go through that, or what, you know, I don't know. This is new for me, man, and I'm definitely never going to delete any comments, because I appreciate anyone who's willing to take the time to bang on a keyboard and put effort into commenting on some old dude's YouTube video. So I appreciate you greatly for that, all of you for that. All right, let's get into the recent comments. Let's see, is it Eli or Ellie? It's probably Eli. At Eli Nelson 8215. Rock on. All right, yeah, thanks, brother. Look up dime squeals. I'll do that. I've heard like the cool heavy metal sound, which I've accidentally done once or twice, but can never replicate. So thank you for that. At CHUY 4541, you might find playing in the classical position to be more comfortable.
where you put the guitar between your legs, essentially using your left leg as the rest instead of the right. A lot faster guitars play that way sitting down. Namely Mick Thompson of Slipknot. You should give it a shot and see how it feels. Sorry for the app. Also loving the new intro.
Thanks, brother. I took your advice because I did see these. I see these comments. I downloaded YouTube Studio on my phone. Now I can see my comments. And ammo can. This morning session, I'm telling you, brother, from doing this to now doing this. Oh, who knew? This is, and then you can bring this leg in a little bit, and it just almost like perfectly balances there. So thank you for that. This is my new position. That's what I want. I will never go back because this position here is just awesome. Something like that. But this is a way better position, 100%. And the intro, the one that sounded cool this morning on Miss Jackson, we'll get to in a bit. But thank you for that. That's my new position. It has changed. Again, I've had 3 major changes in my fingers, my thumb, my legs, and my posture in the last 3 days. So my body's just like, what are you trying to do, brother? Like, do you want to go this way? Do you want to go this way? So thank you for that. That was incredibly useful. At Roger Tinker 1813. I dig your channel. Love your enthusiasm. Sometimes when I'm sitting, I use a strap. It helps me. Thanks. Dude, I have a couple of straps. I've been also randomly just standing up and jamming, trying to figure out because at some point I want to be in a band. At some point I want to play with other people. I'm not going to be sitting down, at least not all the time. And so I've been kind of experimenting the last couple of nights, just for like a hot minute. Basically, I put the strap on, kind of see where it's at. I don't know, like, I see some people have it way up here, which makes sense because then you're like super close and you're kind of relaxed. And then I see, like a lot of my, guys that are rocking out on stage and stuff, and they got like way down here and the guitar's tipped up. But I mean, those guys are, they can do that stuff in their sleep. But yes, guitar strap, 100%. At Gabe, wow, you might want to use a strap so the guitar doesn't slide off. Keep up the good work. Thanks, brother. Yeah, the strap is, I'll try that sitting. I never tried a strap sitting down, so that'll be new. At Morty McFly, P50, first off, hell yeah, Smashing Pumpkins. I know, great band. Secondly, love you giving us the tips you've been learning. Really helpful. Please keep sharing for the rest of us. Goodness, I absolutely will. Foot position, who knew the sitting position could make such a difference in how you play? I mean, it kind of makes sense now that I think about it, but I never stopped to think about where my hands were on the fretboard. I just whatever, just shred, right? Just show up, practice, right? Just sit down and practice. Don't worry about how you sit down. Well, then actually there is a lot to it. So like I said, all the recommendations and comments, thank you so much. I appreciate you all for taking the time and banging on that keyboard and throwing those out there. I really do. At Nicky Rock 1962, welcome back, brother. A couple of YouTube resources for you to check out: Rick Vieto, Tim Pierce, Late Night Sessions, and Gotta Plug Me, No One Else Will. John Petrasky, have a notable day. Thanks, brother. And Gotta Plug Me, No One Else Will. John Petrasky. I'm not familiar with any of those. I will check that stuff out for sure. Actually, no, I'll take that back. Rick B. I probably pronounced the name wrong. Sorry, Rick, if I am. I stumbled across, it simply popped up in my feed by Rick Beato, and it was his warm-up, like what he does to warm up. I clicked on it, and in about 10 seconds realized, holy shit, that's his warm-up. I was like, that's a bit advanced for me. He's just like, take this E chord, and he's just bulldozing through the fretboard. And I'm like, yeah, that's your warm-up. That would take me like a year to get to there, which is why we're doing this. So, but I'll check those out. Thanks, brother. At Nicky Rock 1962, correct. The more relaxed you are, the better. I've already felt that. Definitely. The better it will go. E to F and B to C are semitone intervals and sound cool as shit to use. Definitely. A lot of this interval is based, so quicker. Also, this is interval based, so the quicker you connect that, starting work on triads. Start with the first, second, third string triads. I'm just starting to dabble with this. We'll get into these books here in a sec. That will connect
It's quicker, in my honest opinion. When fretting, you want to try and press tight below the next fret on the neck, and you'll need to understand some common chord progressions on the spider exercises. The rule: one fret per finger, so all the way across. Keep your fingers in their lane and try different finger combos. Yeah, I've been doing the finger combos, and that's crazy. We need to email or message something, bro. Maybe so. I know, right? Or like do a one stream or something like that. That'd be cool. All right, what else? I think that is the last of them. All right, cool. So like I said, today is going to be just jamming, playing around with some delay, some effects on this thing. But first off, for the wonderful sub who recommended the Troy Statina series, bam, here they are. I'll probably start incorporating these in right off the bat. Not that this isn't a good book, but I like stuff that sounds cool, and I'm already noticing how some of these, things get blurry. Right off the bat, like the first page or two that I looked at, I was just like, oh, that's gonna be the minor pentatonic scale is chapter 1. This is what I was looking for, because none of my books, as I have right now, have that just starting right off. This goes into hammer-on and pull-offs and A5 power chord and all these different things. So thank you for this recommendation. This is awesome. We're definitely going to be hitting those up. But first, let's unplug the telly and have a little fun. Then we're going to fire up the old drum machine, slow that thing way down, kill the bass on it, and use it as a metronome, essentially. But check, well, it's a little harder pick. Here we go. Oh, hold on, getting old habits. Man. All right. Okay. This is the intro, but on the 7 string, and then I got really distracted this morning during my little those drills, and just started soloing. So I might zone out a bit here and just enjoy what little pieces sound cool, and then the other ones. Thank you for letting me torture your ears. Oh, let's start it over. So good. This thing sounds so nice. See that little wah? I wish I could replicate that. That'd be awesome. I'm not sure how that happened, but sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. Right there. Ah! How do I do that again? Like intentionally though. Anyway. Ugh. Transition is rough. Oh, ah.
All right, it's time for effects. It's gonna be maybe a little longer session today. We're just gonna jam, have fun, and hopefully just come up with some cool shit. Let's go. Let's go. Hold on. Let's go delay. I think that's kind of delaying. A little bit. There we go. Let's go a little reverb. I don't know. Let's just set it at 12. See what happens. Need more volume. Fuck. This is gonna be fun. Sounds so cool down here. Oh, that's right. You gotta drop that down to power chord, not power chord, drop D, like drop A. Anyway, this thing sounds so awesome. Ugh, my goodness. All right, let's sneak a little drill in here. Ah, the hell with the drills. Let's get some. Turn this guy on. Turn that guy on. Oh, and if some of you were wondering, like, what is he pushing on back there? Gotta get the telly out of the way. Oh, of course you're all. Struggle's real, folks. Actually, it's just a lack of organization. All right, let's go there and hang it up temporarily. There we go. Jesus. Okay, PV out of the way. Get this. There we go. So, my little bass amp. All right, so. We are going to slow this way down. Let's go. So essentially, I found an old metronome, but I don't want to play to metronome. I want to play to something that is like a metronome, like a drummer. So I have nothing against metronomes, but why couldn't the drummer be the metronome? I don't know. Just throwing it out there. That's 60 BPM. And this is just gonna be jamming and having fun. This is why we're here. Let's go, let's have a little fun. Let's see what, I don't know, what's clean sound? I just gotta find it. There we go. That sounds cool. Ooh, it's a little muddy. So much fun. So, I think, and thank you again for, I'm going to call you the tap tempo subscriber who locked that down. That's awesome. So, fun little machine. Okay, now we'll do a drill. We're also going to play around with some more effects. This delay effect on here and the reverb, I love the way it sounds. Okay, make sure the camera's still working. Ah, yeah, we're solid. Just solid. Rock and roll. All right, so let's go. The continued alternate picking. Oh, a couple things. Uncle Ben over there at Ben Eller's was. Oh, you know what? Before we get into that, Burnt, the skinny Navy dude I was talking about, long hair, shredder, awesome. He had a drill that made a lot of sense. I mean, all these guys have so much great information. It's all great, all of it. You will be able to find benefit from anything you watch as long as you practice it afterwards. So of course I grabbed the guitar real quick and I was like, what does that sound like? So this is a drill that he explained. And again, I know I'm still all over the place. When I get zoned out, my fingers decide, go back to your old position, you know. Had basically 19 days of just that. So kind of got to unlearn a few things, you know, but that's part of the process. It is what it is. His little drill, which I thought was really cool, it's tough, there ain't no doubt about it, was basically what it does is it makes your index finger and your pinky finger, gives them something to do, and he was using a 6 string, but you can use 7 string, doesn't really matter. And I'll just show you. Where it forces them, so instead of doing these here, you have you kind of walk your fingers backwards. Oh. It really challenges the brain connection. And then just change it up. He had 3 different speeds and little rhythms to it. Of course, he's just like, it's like, oh man. But I have also noticed that these are kind of like new revelations to me. Don't need this hand. And I know that's what hammer-ons are, but I didn't really realize that you can kind of like, you really got to kind of bang on them though. But you can hear it, like you can actually like, they make sounds, which is cool. I know it's real quiet, but nonetheless, that's got to be something or that has to participate into some kind of speed and how they shred, because the one dude, YNGWIE, I can't pronounce that dude's name. His last name starts with an M. Malstead? That guy shreds. My gosh. And I noticed that his picking hand, and also kind of been the picking rabbit hole too, I've noticed that I've been experimenting with different I've never held a pick like this. That's something that I learned 20 some years ago. But I've been experimenting with on the side, like so, and then also finding a happy medium between how much pick is showing. Because you can have like, I'm exaggerating this, but like too much, and then of course there's not enough. And then Uncle Ben was talking about how the angle of the pick and he actually has a really good video, by the way, where he like strapped a camera right down the frets, and you can totally see what he's doing. Great analogy. He said, grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, and just scribble, like you're trying to scribble something. He's like, don't try to learn how to go fast, because you already know, your hand already knows how to go fast. So scribbling is essentially. So I've been kind of practicing some of that, which has been very, very helpful. So, but like I said, I'm still kind of working out where to put the pick. And cleaning it up, of course. It makes for interesting different sounds and what it feels like in your hand. A little echo in there. That sounds so cool. That sounds really cool. Again, this is play day. It's Sunday. It's here in wonderful Northern California. See, that's by accident. That's why I love just jamming. Ugh, so fun. It just sounds pretty. Ugh. This little thing right there sounds amazing. I love how this sounds. What does that sound like? Some crunch. Hey, you know we're going there. Rough on the ears, but there's some coolness in there somewhere. There just is. Oh, apparently you can repeat that. Just super fun. For Monday, for tomorrow. All right, let's get some more beats. We'll go a few more minutes. I'm pretty sure hit our 30. Yes, we have. This is just fun. And for all of you guitar loving souls, I hope you have your guitar out, and I hope you are enjoying this Sunday as much as I am. Couldn't resist. Gotta stay in time with the drums. Outro as always. Oh, hold on. Oh, there we go. Sounds way different on the 7 string. All right, hey. I'll just hold on to this because I have no stand nearby. Thank you for all of you wonderful people who are still here at the end. We are at day 22, a special day. It's my favorite number of all times. I think that is all. Peace. See you tomorrow.